Hey everybody. So I wanted to talk to you about something a little bit different today. Normally I do reviews on tech gadgets and post up just random videos. But today I wanted to talk a little bit more about personal finance and specifically debt and getting out of debt. My wife and I recently put a lot of focus and attention in our lives to paying off any debt that we had, and we were just sick of looking at how much we were spending in interest and how long things were going to take for us to pay off, and had a mortgage and loans and owed family members money, and we just felt like we were really being like a slave to everybody, and we were getting really sick of it. And we sat down one night and we looked at how much our mortgage was costing just in interest, and we were putting something around $500 towards interest, only $100 towards principal. And we figured that over the 30 years we were spending more in interest than we were on the house itself, and that thought really made us sick. And we were sick to think that $500 of our hard-earned money every single month was basically getting flushed down the toilet. So we got really passionate about getting rid of the debt that we had. And especially when our son was born, we just felt like, we had to change his life and his kids' lives, and the best way to do that was to get completely out of debt and start saving. So we learned that debt would keep us in the middle class. We don't make a ton of money, but we do pretty well. We're both in our mid-20s, and we bought a nice house, and we just we started off hardly making anything, and we're working our way up, even though our economy is not all that great. But what I would say as a word of advice for everybody is to pay cash for everything. And you'd ask, oh, well, if I pay my credit card bill every month, is that okay? No, it's really not. It's a statistic fact that you spend more when you swipe a credit card than you would just paying cash or writing a check. So even if you pay your bill every month, or you're looking at, oh, I get so much in airline miles, stop doing that and pay cash. Pay cash, write a check, use a debit card. You will spend less. You think about the money a little bit differently. You learn to feel money a little bit more than you would just swiping a piece of plastic. It just doesn't hit home like cash does. We got rid of our small debts first. We attacked those, and then we moved on to the mortgage. And the mortgage was, we looked at the numbers. I was doing spreadsheets every night looking at how much we'd have to save each month and what we'd have to put towards the mortgage. And it literally was very discouraging for the first, couple times we went through the budget. We'd go through it every single week. And then it got to the point where we got down the weekly budget so much that now we were just doing a monthly one. And it got very discouraging when you looked at how long it would take. You're looking at a plan that's 4 or 5 years out, and just really was difficult to stick to something for that long, and to realize that we're not going to be going out to eat like we used to, and we can't go out to movies, and just things like that. You spend one night out and you look and you spent $40 for 2 people to go out, have a mediocre meal and a movie. And we just thought, we don't need all these short-term things and cars and stuff like that. So I sold my motorcycle, which I had just bought. I had a Kawasaki Ninja that I got rid of. We got rid of everything we didn't need, and just from there saved and put every last penny into the house. And in March of 2013, we paid our house off, and we got our mortgage in January of 2010. So it only took us roughly 3.5 years on a plan that we thought would take easily twice that much. And you don't factor things in that you're going to get raises or promotions, and when those things happen, it really affects the way your whole system works. So you chart out how it's going to work making what you make today, and you don't expect a raise, you don't expect a bonus, and when those things happen, it's awesome. You watch those years turn into months, and it becomes a lot more doable. The biggest thing and the biggest piece of advice I could give all of you out there, is to delay pleasure. And I mean that if, oh, you know, your car is starting to rust out a little bit and you think you're due for a new one, or you deserve a new car because you work so hard. Look at what that car is going to cost you to take out a loan. And the average car loan in America is over $450 a month for a car payment. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money. And you know, I don't mind driving around a 10-year-old car for a while to be able to afford a brand new $40,000 car 10 years from now, and for the rest of my life after that, and never have a car payment attached to it. So I'm going to create a few videos here, hopefully motivate a few of you to do the same thing that my wife and I have done, and what we continue to do down the road. So yeah, that's just a quick overview of series that I plan to make over the next few months here, and hopefully, like I said, I hope it motivates at least one person to do the same thing that we did. It feels awesome. The way the carpet feels under your feet is different. Little emergencies that come up are no longer emergencies for us. If a hot water heater dies, we're okay. It's not a life or death thing like when we first moved in and weren't making as much, and we had that mortgage. It's like any little thing that came up was a catastrophe, even if it wasn't that big of a deal. And so now it feels awesome. It feels like this gigantic weight is lifted off both of our shoulders, and it's made our marriage better. I feel like we're happier and better around our son. So all in all, it's a great thing. So subscribe and stay in tuned to this channel, because I plan to do more finance videos.